Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, Igli, if I start with you, do a little intro, who you are, where you are, what you get up to these days, and then we'll move on to someone else.
Yeah. Nice to meet you to everyone. I'm Igli Shkurti. My nickname as a fighter is the Bullet. Bang. And I'm a Muay Thai fighter, professional. And right now, I'm in Spain, in Canary Island, and I'm working with a client here. The place is beautiful, weather is beautiful, and Muay Thai here is not so big, but we'll try to make something here one day. So I trained 4 years almost in the UK, and the rest all of my life in Genova in Italy with the Tigers Temple.
Just the way he places the camera is
In it.
Yeah. Wait, let me modify this. I don't ever wait.
Yeah, look like you're about to do OF Igli, man.
Yeah, I can try to start, bro. To be honest.
he's, he's got the face for it.
was here, bro.
He's got the face for it.
You just gotta be prepared. You'll have lots of gay dudes signing up.
Remember, gay dudes always pay in time.
They pay.
Go for it. You want to just let us know what you're sat with you, what you're doing now?
Wicked, yes. So my name's Liam Patel. I'm 30 years old. I'm living in Phuket in Thailand. Currently training out of Bangtao, Muay Thai, and MMA. I made the move about 8 months ago from the UK after training Muay Thai and fighting for nearly 9 years over there. About 8 years over there, and then I had a year and a half out. And I decided it was best for me to say if I'm really gonna go for it, I have to be out here. But besides that, I have many goals, like in life to develop myself as a person. I haven't shared all of those goals yet because I do like to I do like to keep some things to myself. But when I when I find something I like, and it takes a while for me to actually commit to something, but when I commit to it, I see it all the way through. And currently, the main top goal is to go as far as I can in Muay Thai until either my legs fall off or I can say in my heart that I'm ready to hang up the gloves. So yeah.
Excellent. Josh, go for it, man.
Hi, my name's Josh Martin. I am a coach at the big gym of Muay Thai in Larnaca, Cyprus. That's where I live. That's where I'm from. I'm also a Muay Thai fighter. Just a lot like Liam, but on a much smaller scale, following my passion. I have a passion for teaching. I have a passion for fighting. And I work with Ahmer on World Super Series. And we're looking to do something really special there. Yeah, that's a little bit about me. Oh!
I also
That's a
just want
little
to
bit
jump
about
in.
me.
Josh downplays how good of a coach he actually is. This guy's this guy's too humble. So I'm gonna speak for him when I say that he's pretty fucking good at what he does. So yeah,
Thank
I just wanted
you,
to say
thank you, thank you. Yeah, I can't say it. That feels terrible. But
that.
I love the compliment, bro. Thank you. I'm
Of
going
course,
red
bro.
through the brown.
So I'll ask you to start this one off, right? This is what I want to start the discussion off. I kind of want to ask a general question to start off with. And all of
Yeah.
you have been involved in Muay Thai for quite some time and gone up through the ranks and everything else. Where do you think Muay Thai is right now? And do you feel Muay Thai can get to, let's say, mainstream status? It's progressing well, but where do you think Muay Thai? I kind of want you to give me a perspective on Muay Thai generally, and then to your experience of where you are right now, or where you're based, what your views are.
For my opinion, right now, Muay Thai in the last, let's say, 10 years. Because when I started, it was like more a niche stuff, okay, and it was like in 2013. But right now, it did a lot of big steps. So for where I am now, Muay Thai is taking big steps, and I think in the next couple of years, it gonna take like not the same, not the same. How can I say? It's gonna be not the same famous as boxing still, but let's say like UFC. That's my personal opinion on where Muay Thai gonna go.
I'll go to Josh next. I'll do you
Yeah.
last, Liam. So, Josh, what's your take on it?
Yeah, so Muay Thai was always like a die-hard sport. So if you go back to the golden era, they were making like mad money, right? So it's always been so I actually agree, and this is why I'm going to make this example. I agree with Igli that it will be as big as MMA one day soon. But when you go back to the beginning of MMA, they were making like peanuts, like nothing. But when you go back to the golden era of Muay Thai, which is like the 90s, let's say, they were making mad money. There were stars, like Samart was like wasn't he a singer or something? He was also like
Yeah,
like a
actor,
celebrity.
singer. He did a bit of
Yeah.
everything. Like,
Yeah, he was literally famous. So, um, Muay Thai has been huge before, and then it kind of dropped off, and there's a few different reasons for that you could look at. Um, the scoring, the gambling, but then you can look at the scoring and the gambling from a different point of view. But I won't get stuck in the weeds. I think Muay Thai needed some dynamite underneath it to explode it into the mainstream. And we kind of got that with one championship, or we definitely got that with one championship. Rod Tang being a breakthrough star. And then RWS now is doing the same thing, but with kind of more of a nod towards the traditional. So Muay Thai's in a really good place, but I think the next 10 years belongs to Muay Thai because there is so much growing right now, and it's going to take some time to grow, but there's so much growing, and the fighters that we have coming through now are of such a high caliber that, yeah, Igli's right. It's going to be as big as the UFC, in my opinion. It's going to be as big as MMA, and he's right. Boxing is such an institution. It's hard to ever reach the levels of boxing do, but the next 10 years belong to Muay Thai as a combat sport, in my opinion.
So this one goes to you, Liam, but a slight variation to the question to
yeah,
them because I want you to add on to what they said, right? So
yeah,
Josh makes a valid point there where he says back in the day these fighters
mm,
were making a significant amount of income. So
mm,
now where Muay Thai's got popularity, there has to be an argument that says because you have so much saturation in the market
mm,
that you're not going to earn that same amount of money. So if there's like one Muay Thai show, then
mm,
they can elevate the prices because everyone wants to go watch it. If you have 10 shows, then the
yeah,
average price of the fighting goes down. So if you then looked at Muay Thai as the golden era,
mm,
and then it's dropped down, and now we have so many shows, can it actually get to a point where it's going back up and it's hitting, let's say, I don't like to compare it with UFC. It's a different thing, right?
mm,
However, the idea being the income, the generation, the
mm,
exposure that you get. Do you think
mm,
you can hit that based on where it's coming from in the past and what it's been going through over the last few
mm.
years?
I think that I think globally, Muay Thai has come pretty far from where it was in the golden era. Because yes, like if you're talking about Thailand specifically, I still think that the golden era fighters are the best fighters to have like graced the planet so far. I just think skillful, and that goes for like all styles. Like for Muay Khao, I think the best Muay Khaos were in the golden era. The best femurs were definitely in the golden era. I think you've got a bit more versatile Muay books now, but I think stylistically and like as a purist watching it, the golden era was the best. But from a global perspective, in terms of like viewership and the amount of fighters that there are now, I think it's increased drastically. I think there's a lot of shows that we still don't even know about. Like there's that show UTMA in Lithuania. There's another show in Estonia, and I'm hearing like fighters are getting paid good money for these shows. So I do think the number of good quality fighters has increased a lot, and I think since shows are kind of doing more with their social media, I think it's becoming it's becoming more known for sure. And yeah, it's definitely becoming more known. I don't know if that necessarily makes it's fair to say it's in a better place, but I think that depends on the person's perspective. Like my perspective will be different to just a casual couch person's perspective who watches it. You know what I mean? But I think it's definitely progressing and it's evolving in a way that it needs to, four more people to watch it. You know, so the RWS scoring, the WSS scoring, for example, like it's that's the way it's evolving for more people to watch it, because people do want to see action. And even just from like looking at it from a fighter's perspective as well, like I've had to really try and like adapt my style to the new entertainment shows scoring methods. You know, because for me, like at heart, I just want to fucking make people miss and 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 cruise to I'm here to win. Do you get what I mean? So for me, like with that mindset, I wanted to just make people miss, score back, not even have to hurt them if I don't need to, but just win, do what I need to do to win the fight in the easiest way possible. But with the entertainment shows like RWS, WSS, and like it even started with Max Muay Thai. These shows, they want to see action. They give you bonuses for jump knee KOs. They give you bonuses for flying elbow KOs. That makes me want to adapt my style, which I feel like I've started to do. You know, because it's an incentive. You know what I mean? Like 100,000 baht goes a long way in Thailand. That's if you get a jump knee KO, whether it's to the body or whether it's to the head. Like 100,000 baht covers rent for like 5 months here. You get what I mean? Yeah, it's crazy. So, and with my build, like I should have been kneeing guys in the head a long time ago, but it's just not something I ever practiced, because obviously in the UK you've got N class, C class, like you've got rule sets where you're not allowed to knee in the head until you get to like Pro Am, B class, and A class, you know. But I do think it's evolving in a way that is making it more exciting for viewers. But as a fighter, as a fan, I'll always prefer watching like the fights where Nongo was in his prime, and you had like Timo Rouge from Muay Thai filming the shows at Raja and Lumpini, and then obviously the golden era as well. Like those are the fights I still prefer to watch more than the ones nowadays. Like I can't remember the last time I watched the one Friday fight night. They all look the same to me now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless it's like the two of the elite fighters fighting, like you got Tuan Chai and Superbon, for example, or Superlek and Yuki Yoza. It's not like it's nothing new for me. It doesn't excite me as much. You know,
So then
I kind of rambled on it. I kind of went on a bit of a mad one, but
yeah,
yeah,
like next
but
time.
that's kind of my opinion on it right now.
It's quite insightful. What you said is quite insightful. And I've got a follow-up question in terms of what you're saying,
Mm.
right? Because you
Yeah.
make a valid point. For example, if you're going to, let's say, RWS, or you're going to these elite Muay Thai shows, and they are going to pay you for, let's say, a jumping knee, then the incentive for the fighter is to modify their style to accommodate that, rather than
Yeah.
saying, let me just be the best Muay Thai fighter. Because you're
Yeah.
thinking, let me modify it to this.
Yeah.
But then there's another bit that you add on to this, and this is, I would like you to jump in here, Igli, regarding this,
Yeah.
right?
Just 1 second.
Yeah, go on, son. Josh, you're gonna have to you're gonna jump in it. My he's
Yeah,
back,
because
right? So my
the door open and I'm in my friend's.
Oh, Igli, I love you, man. You're too funny, bro. I miss you, man.
my question to you Igli, is this then, yeah? Is whereas Liam makes a valid point, and I know Liam is super passionate about Muay Thai. If he says that watching Friday Fight Night gets to the point where it's like the same thing over and over again, does that not affect the growth of Muay Thai? Because when we're comparing it to UFC and stuff like that, there wasn't a million UFCs. It was
Yeah.
UFC, and then maybe you had Bellator, maybe you had Strike, and they kind of like replaced each other as they grew. But whereas in Muay Thai, it's a whole different dynamic. Like you said, there's like a show in Lithuania, there's a promotion in Romania. Does that actually slow the thing down? And does it, the fact that they want viral content, which is why they're saying the jumping knee, right? They want viral content. Do you think that actually holds back or slows the sport down?
No, I don't think that it slows the sport down, because at the end of the day, nowadays they need content to grow more the sport on social medias. Because without social medias, I think Muay Thai will be still like 10 years backwards without social medias. Like, let's say, thankful to one championship and his social media, they made crew Muay Thai a lot. And now you can see a lot of MMA fighters, like let's say I saw Volkanovski, I saw Adesanya going training Muay Thai in Bangtao, and a lot of people from MMA going training Muay Thai, because now they know that Muay Thai is one of the center of, let's say, MMA. And that's because social medias, and that's because all these uh, big techniques, like Liam said, jumping knees, spinning back elbows, that makes Muay Thai uh, very like a unique
Entertaining, innit?
style. Exactly, entertaining.
So let me get you to jump in there, Joshua. But do you not think that kind of changes Muay Thai a little bit? Like I'll give you an example. Like one championship has the 4 ounce gloves. It has the more aggressive style. But like Liam touched on it, that the golden era was the best version of Muay Thai. But if you keep them putting shows on where it is like the 4 ounce and stuff like this, it's enjoyable. It's very entertaining. I'm not taking away from that. It's entertaining. It's a skillful sport. But does it not take away from that that type of golden era of Muay Thai?
Yes, it definitely does, in my opinion. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing remains to be seen, because the problem is that the golden era was unknown to everybody outside of Thailand, right? And then Jean-Claude Van Damme came along and kind of everybody was like, oh shit, Muay Thai is
Yeah.
amazing, right?
Yeah.
But aside from that, yeah, the golden era happened in isolation. And now we have something that is maybe very diluted, but is giving a lot of people income and a profession and growing the sport. But I definitely think, for example, so I always say this in a jokey way, like I'd get knocked out in 6 seconds if I fought one championship rules. Like my style doesn't work for one championship even a little bit, right? Muay Thai, the clinching style doesn't work at all. So you have a whole organization that has essentially eliminated one of the biggest elements of Muay Thai. But then you can kind of take that back in the other direction. And I was joking about this with somebody the other day. They said, let's call it the bronze era. So like the 2010s when Pep Boon Chu was really active and the Muay Thai's era. So I can't remember who was talking about it. Maybe it was Sancho, maybe it was Samart. He said that the femur fighter was going to disappear because gamblers preferred Muay Thai because it was a little bit more of a sure thing to bet on. When you get a strong Muay Thai fighter against a Muay Thai fighter, it was a more sure thing to bet on that the Muay Thai fighter was going to walk him down and clinch him off, rather than an average femur was going to manage to get away. It was going to take a special technical fighter to get away from the forwards pressure of a clinch fighter. So that was kind of the domination of the clinch. And then, you can kind of like analyze the golden era. So there was some differences in rules. So I think they fought in 6 ounce gloves and the thumb was disconnected. This is a bit of a tiny little bit of niche knowledge, but the thumb was disconnected from the rest of the hand, the glove, right? So you could actually do that. Whereas nowadays it's quite stuck like that. So when you can do that, you have a lot more control. So the reason I'm bringing this up is that you had all these different styles. Clinching was allowed to go on for like 40 seconds. Like they did not limit the clinch at all. They let you work. But as a femur fighter, you were allowed to control better. Yeah. You had those, you basically had your hand. If you have a clinch with somebody who is grabbing your hand with their, grabbing your wrist with their hands, you can't clinch them. And you have to be like, hey brother, it's Muay Thai. There's no thumbs. Put your thumbs away. As soon as they can grab with their thumbs, it really limits you. So then you had femur fighters who were able to control the Muay Thai fighters. And then you had these tiny ass gloves, and the Muay mat were able to knock out the femur fighters because they had these tiny gloves, right? So it's like, there's so many, the question goes on forever. Like, yes, the entertainment rule set has harmed Muay Thai, but it's also made it more famous. So then you ask the real question of, do you want Muay Thai to be niche and the four of us enjoy it? Or do you want it to be a little bit more mainstream and 4,000 of us enjoy it, 400,000 of us enjoy it, the world enjoys it? It's a chicken and the egg kind of situation, right? So Muay Thai has definitely changed. It's definitely changed, but it might just be for the better. And we might have to find a middle ground somewhere where, yes, it's not one championship, but it's also not clinching for 2.5 minutes of a 3-minute round. There's something in between.
Yeah. I kind of like it as well. Like, like it forces me to go out of my comfort zone as well, because I have to now like my trainers here at Bangtao, they said basically the fight, not my last one, the one before that where I lost by TKO. They were like, you're trying to. They were like, firstly after the fight, they were like, it's a 3 round fight. Why are you trying to figure him out? Like, whereas my mentality back home, even in a 3 round fight back in London, it's like first round. I didn't care if I lost the first round, as long as I figure out what his game is and open him up. Whereas out here, or like at least at the gym I'm at, is that my trainers don't want me to have to carry that mentality into my fights in, and especially for 3 rounds, but especially on RWS, they don't want me to carry that mentality. And the best way one of my trainers described it was his name's Crew M. He's actually Carl Tanian's trainer, who's on like an absolute tear up right now on RWS. He's like, he went 5-0 last year, and he said, "Let him figure you out whilst he eats your knee." And it just clicked. As soon as he said that, I was like, you know what? Okay, I get it. Whereas before, I'm so used to being like a bit more technical with the way I approach my fights, and like being like, okay, let me test out my jab, let me see how it reacts to my teep, see how it reacts to my jab, open him up a bit, and then even if I lose round 1, 2, and 3, I'll just fucking make him miss and counter and get his timing down. But out here, it's like, nah, they want me to kill. Like literally, they said, nah, we train you to kill. We don't train you to win on points. And
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
yeah, it's been like, it's good. It's been hard, but it's also been very good, because it's not, I wouldn't say it's something that physically in sparring or in training that I'm not able to train, but it's more of the mental switch that has been harder for me to adjust to, you know. So after I lost by TKO in the fight before my last one, when I had the one just gone, I was like, I don't care what this guy does to me. I'm going to KO him. I don't care what he does. I'm just going to go forward non-stop. And now I've kind of gone from like one extreme of like going back foot all the time, which I still love, by the way. It's still in my heart. Like that's what I enjoy the most, to go into the complete opposite extreme of like just going forward, but also still being a bit reckless with my forward game. And now I have to kind of like bring it back to the middle, where I think someone like Savas, for example, has down to a T. Like he can play the counter game, but he also knows how to go forward, like calculatedly. If you get what I mean, he's very calculated when he goes forward. Like he doesn't rush or just like try and go for the kill. He'll like check the hands. Like you see it in his last fight. Like he would check the hands, move off, knee, and then when the Muay Thai came forward, he would go back, small steps going back, jab, pivot off. And I think he's like kind of got it down to a T. And I guess for me, I look at him and be like, okay, this is how Savas does it. I can also take bits from that and see how he adapts a counter style, but also adds in his forward game as well, you know?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a
point.
question, just follow up to what Liam said. So Liam obviously was a high level fighter here in the UK, then has gone to Thailand, and now, like you just said there, changing the way he approaches fights. Do you think that limits, not limits, but do you think that's something that holds back, let's say, the more European fighters, where we are looking to be cautious in that round 1 and feel out, whereas the game has changed. So when they're fighting fighters from Thailand or fighters like Liam that have that different mentality, that they're not on the same level, because while they're feeling out, the other guy's trying to kill them and is geared and is conditioned to do that.
Who's this for?
This is for Igli. This is for you. So do you think there's a
Okay.
do you think that holds back European Muay Thai having that type of mentality, like what Liam said he had historically, instead of having the mentality that he has now?
Um, yeah, I kind of think so. I kind of think so, because let's say, for example, I've been away from Italy like for a long time. Like when I came first time in the UK, I already saw the change on how the people trains, how the people score Muay Thai, how the people fight also. Because I never saw before in Italy a fighter such Liam like fighting backwards, 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 making people missing and boom and score, bang, back, 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 miss, score. I never saw such a style and win every time, because he used to work a lot, and then I had myself to adapt to that kind of training, that kind of scoring. And I think in Europe, every place you go is a different kind of scoring, different kind of Muay Thai. Like let's say I fought for like the Lion Fight Muay Thai World Championship in South Italy like last July. July 2025, yeah. And with my training in the UK, so that was always I used to remember my old coach saying to me, body kicks, body kicks, body kicks score more than everything in Muay Thai. Like when you're standing up and you're in the good range. So I kicked that guy like for almost all the 5 rounds. And when he came to the score, boom, they gave me the loss. Okay, just because I got counted like twice in the second round. But as I know, Muay Thai scoring is not just 2 knockdowns that limits your fight and make you lose the fight. But for the last 3 rounds, I start kicking him, kicking him, kicking him twice in a row, 3 times in a row, every time. But still, I lost because they keep saying to me, "No, but he put so many punches in you." So that's how the Muay Thai scoring is still in Italy. A lot punches, like more K1, and so
Yeah,
it's mixed Muay
yeah.
Thai and K1 here.
I would even go as far to say, so I'll jump in, Brooke. I'd even go as far to say, like, when you had like all the Yokkao shows and they were bringing over Senchai and Pinker, and you see Harrison versus Senchai, I would say personally, I think that was the UK's kind of golden era version of Muay Thai, in my opinion. For sure. Like when I watch Harrison, because I never really watched Liam Harrison too much because he's got a totally different style to me. But when I watched like the Harrison versus Sanchai fights, I was like, nah, this is wicked, man. Like what unreal fights. And like Sanchai's doing cartwheel kicks and stuff. And you can't do cartwheel kicks in Thailand. You're not allowed. I mean, maybe on RWS you are now, but I know in stadium rules you're not allowed to do, you get a warning or something if you do cartwheel kicks. So I think even Sanchai was saying like when he come over to the UK, it allows him to express himself more creatively when he's fighting. And I do
Yeah.
think in the UK, there's so many different gyms across the UK, and there's a lot of different styles in terms of the way people fight in the UK. Like, like you've got the Mazda boys, you've got the Team 2 guys, you've got the Nosy guys, you've got guys like Haggerty, Cave Thompson, you've got the guys from like Hanuman up in Edinburgh. I think they're in Edinburgh, who have their kind of way of fighting as well. And like I do think the UK is so good for seeing many different styles of Muay Thai. And I think the UK is very good at getting creative with their style,
Sure. Sure.
not just being like textbook Muay Thai style. Obviously you've got guys like that, like Dan McGowan, for example. Like obviously he's like he was one of the pioneers of UK Muay Thai with what he achieved, and he managed to beat the Thais at their own game, But guys like Dan, who start like and even like Macaulay Coyle, I know he was out in Thailand fighting at Raja and stuff. Like these guys who can have like more of a textbook Muay Thai style, they start so young. For me, it was always like, okay, like, and I started at 21, so I'm playing catch up. I personally don't think I'm gonna beat the Thais at their own game. So I always wanted to have something a bit different, and I've also just always liked taking things from other martial arts that I think can help me with my game, which is why now you see a lot of, you even see Thais do that Japanese dab teep and a calf kick. I saw Yoffin do it against Chaya, and he absolutely beat up Chyla's calf, and like Chaya was hesitant to left kick, and that was like a 5-round title fight. And I remember watching that, and even Yoffin was saying he likes taking certain moves from other countries and disciplines, And I think this is good for Muay Thai. I think we'll start to see more creative Muay Thai styles, but the only downside to that is obviously you lose the pure styles as well that made Muay Thai what it is today. So you lose the evasive femurs, and you lose the pure Muay cows like Alfie Pierce and stuff. You know what I mean? So like for me, I think if I could combine any two fighters' styles and add it to my own, it would be Yodvicha and Lord Silla, because they're total opposites. That would be like, that's like kind of what I would kind of like to have, I guess.
So let me jump in here and ask you a question, Josh, right? Igli kind of touched on this a little bit. How Muay Thai scored in the UK or in Europe comparing to how it scored in Thailand, is that a big factor? Like one of the conversations that I didn't think we were going to have, but we did have, was when we matched Superlek with Alfie Pierce. And the big thing was Superlek is going to struggle against Alfie Pierce because of the rule set in the UK compared to one that maybe favors him in Channel 7. So then for me, that was like a strange thing. I don't understand. I'm not going to say I'm very knowledgeable in terms of the scoring part of this, right? So I'm looking for your insight here.
Yeah.
What is the difference between the two? And why could you have someone that's successful in Thailand that could beat the UK guys? Yet when he comes over to the UK, the question is that rule set, he's going to be at a disadvantage. Why?
So I'll share something very interesting that was told to me by a fighter, Michalis Manolis. So he's probably Cyprus's not probably definitely Cyprus's second best Muay Thai fighter underneath Savas Michael. He was a big star at Max Muay Thai back in the day when Max Muay Thai was kicking. So he really knows his shit, and he was talking about how Nongo won a fight one time just from checking kicks. So traditional Muay Thai is, and I won't even pretend to understand it fully, but it's scored a lot on balance. It's scored a lot on visuals. Scored a lot on the beauty of the technique. You can go backwards for the whole fight and win. It's not scored on forwards aggression. It's not scored on how many times your head pings back from punches. Body kick scored really highly. Control in the clinch scored really highly. Not necessarily damage. Obviously, damage scores really high, but you could be getting attacked by the guy trying to really get into the clinch and get you. But if you show massive control, you've not just you know, in the UFC they say defense doesn't score, defense is your job. But in Muay Thai, it was like different, right? If you defended well, that actually scored for you. So that's the more traditional scoring system. Which again, I won't. I apologize to any purists who are listening to this, and I've got something wrong. But that's as I understand it. Now, when it comes to Muay Thai in the rest of the world, you have this massive disparity between punches and kicks.
Yeah.
I think we all know how what would you prefer? Somebody's locked onto your neck and is kneeing you in the sternum continuously, or somebody's punching you in the face? I think for me, I'd rather get punched in the face, right? I think as fighters, we know
100%.
100%.
As long as I see it coming.
Yeah. So long as it's not doing the big damage. But there's this beauty of Muay Thai that the scoring is built around knowledge of the sport, intricate knowledge of the sport. Then you get into these other countries where maybe knowledge is handed down, and then the score sets and the scoring criteria and the federations and everything are established by people who might not be in as much of a knowledgeable position as their kind of forefathers, right? And so we ended up with this situation in Europe where punches are scoring just as high as kicks, right? So you get jabbed 1 point, you get kicked 1 point, you get jabbed 1 point, you get kneed 1 point. So it was like that. So that kind of confused everything for everyone. But then you go back to Thailand and you try and play that game. You might land 600 punches, get kicked 10 times around, and it knocks you off balance. You're going to lose that fight. 100%. Like on Channel 7, you're going to lose that fight.
Yeah.
And then when we get down to Alfie Pierce and Superlek and why the scoring will favor Alfie Pierce on World Super Series, is that we have a yellow card system that is going to penalize people for excessive inactivity. And it's not that Superlek is an inactive fighter. He's an active fighter. He's a good mix of aggressive and elusive. But Alfie Pierce is going to push the pace non-stop. And with a fighter like that, you almost have to try to be inactive, right? You can't try and keep up his pace. You can't match. Who was the Iron Hands of Siam, Liam? Was that Anuwat?
Anuwat. Yeah. That was Anuwat.
You can't stand and bang with Anuwat. You got to try and shut him down a little bit, right? You can't keep up Alfie Pierce's pace. You have to try and shut him down a little bit. So our scoring system is going to limit how much Superlek can shut down Alfie Pierce, and is going to kind of force him to engage with him more. Now, that doesn't mean he has to clinch with him, but it means he's not going to be able to just evade, back foot evade, and run the clock down. He's going to have to do some damage. If he's not doing damage, he's going to get penalized. He can do damage off the back foot, but he has to do damage. So when it comes to rule sets, it's like Alfie Pierce in Channel 7 is at a bit of a disadvantage. Superlek on World Super Series is at a bit of a disadvantage. And this is always the case. It's not unfair.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to think we're trying to stack it for Alfie. We're not. We're just trying to
Mm.
stack it for the fans, right?
Yeah. Like personally, I kind of think like I still think it's 50-50 in terms. I wouldn't say the rule set favors Alfie or Superlek because Superlek he's fought in RWS as well, and he's been fighting so many years. Like he's fought Channel 7, he's won the Channel 7 title, he's fought RWS. It's not like entertainment Muay Thai is something totally new to him. Do you get what I mean? I still think all it takes is for his coaches to say, okay, remember you can't dance in round 5 like you would in Channel 7. You know, like you have to basically keep kicking. So if let's say for example, like Superlek is winning after round 4, in round 5, all it means that he just has to keep doing what he's doing for another round. You know what I mean? And then the same goes for Alfie. If Alfie's winning in round 4, by round 4, all it means he has to keep doing for what he's doing for another round. I think all it means is that both boys have to be like fit enough to keep being active in the 5th round. I wouldn't say the rule set necessarily favors either of them more. You know what I mean? Like, I think Superlek can do entertainment Muay Thai. Alfie Pierce can do entertainment Muay Thai. You know.
Yeah, I think you're
And-
right. I think. Sorry. Continue.
No, and Alfie can also do he can also fight stadium rule set, traditional stadium rules. Like because if let's say if he's winning after round 4, and he was fighting in Thailand in, I don't know, Channel 7 or like a Pechian D 5-round promotion or something, and he's winning after round 4, his trainers are gonna say to him, you don't need to do too much this round. You know, unless if he decides he wants to go for the kill, which like maybe he would, knowing like the kind of fighter he is, that's on him and that's up to him, you know. But he could probably win just by taking it easy for the 5th round. You know, so I don't think the rule set favors one or the other. I think all it means is that in that 5th round, both boys have to be active, regardless of whether you're winning or losing.
Maybe I can get you to jump in here, Iggy. Yeah, Igly. I'll get you to jump in here, and I'll tell you why. I get what you're saying about rule set, and this is from a fan's point of view. Is I get what you're saying. Alfie go forward, create damage, and if he's damaged, he wins. But if the other fighter is evading, Alfie's not creating damage, and he's scoring, and he's doing damage himself. How do you look at that? Because it doesn't make sense. Because if you say to me that Superlek can't go back, can't angle off, and can't do this, but Alfie's then not doing damage if he can't catch Superlek, then does it make a difference? Do you know, maybe you can contribute to this, Igli. What do you think? Does it make a difference?
I think it does make a difference. Yeah, I think it does make a difference. The thing about like Liam said about the 5th rounder, right? What I was thinking in the meantime, he was talking about that. So yeah, in real old style Muay Thai rules, 5th round is like if you won, boom, you just move around and check and control until the fight is over. That's it. And then we get who won. But like he said, in this new rule set, you have to fight until the very end, until the very, very end. So I think the winner gonna be like who wants it more, like until the very, very end.
So let me
I think
let me put it back to you then, right? So say you're fighting, you're in 5-round fight, you're fighting
Yeah.
someone that's wants to come and bang, right? But your style, I'm not saying it is, but let's say your style is not to bang. It's not smart for you to bang. So you think, actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna let him come, let him waste his energy. I'm gonna move around. I'm gonna pick him apart, right? So you've picked him apart for 4 rounds. You've absolutely annihilated the fucker. You've moved around, bang, moved around, bang, and you've scored him because you're not stood there like a muppet face to face, just smacking the shit out of each other. You've been smart, you've been intelligent. So if you got 4 rounds on the guy, you haven't got 4 rounds because it's by luck. You got 4 rounds because you outscored him. So in the 5th round, if you now want to say, all right, cool, I've got it, you got to come to me. Why do you have to go after him? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with you saying, well, 4 rounds, I've just scored you. I'm on the 5th round. I know you need a knockout now. So why don't I just back off and let you come like a fucking idiot, do my kicks, get my movement out, and get the round out? What's wrong with that?
Is this for me or Igli?
To Igli. But if you want to jump in and answer,
that was for me. Okay, so I mean, I can keep doing that. I can keep doing the. Me personally, I can. I will keep doing the same until the very end.
Yeah, I have to jump
I
in.
think-
Yeah.
Go on.
No.
Go on.
Sorry,
Go for it. Go for it.
I got to jump in quick. Specific. So to answer the question, but specifically about the difference in scoring, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. We're not trying to force people to stand and bang, and nobody should try and force. And no promotion should try and force anybody to stand and bang because it's not necessarily everybody's style. So then you are stacking it in somebody's favor. Superlek is going to be allowed to go back foot the whole fight, angle off the whole fight, and kick the whole fight. But
Yeah.
he's not going to be allowed to go back foot, teep the leg, back foot, teep the leg, rush in, grab the clinch, like we were talking about. Rush in, grab the clinch, hug the waist, and just wait for the ref to break it, and then go back foot again and teep the leg, back foot, teep the leg.
I love that
Everybody
shit.
in those,
I love
that
that
is the shit. That is the shit.
Someone in this group teached me that, and I started.
Liam, we're all looking at you. We're all looking at you. So
Fight every round like it's round 5 and you'll win.
Everybody in this group knows if you're walking forwards and some fucker blasts you with a right kick or a left kick across the arms, damn, that shit hurts. You know what I mean? That's damage. That's damage, and that's the key. Is we're gonna have judges who understand damage. Getting punched in the face with a jab versus getting blasted with a kick across the arms, the damage is actually the kick, it's not the punch. So if Superlek wants to back foot the whole thing and just kick the shit out of Alfie, that's damage. There's no yellow cards there. He's done the damage, right? And it's up to Alfie to, like you said, close the range and do his damage, right? You're just not going to be allowed. We spoke about this yesterday, Liam. You're allowed to win off the back foot. You're just not allowed to try not to lose, because it's very easy to try not to lose. If anybody here has sparred a beginner who is kind of shitting their pants and won't engage with you, neither of you can do anything, and you have to stop the sparring and say, listen, bro, I'm not going to hurt you. Let's just let's spar a little bit, right? Because it's very easy to just totally avoid damage and do no damage. You can do that, right? But you have to be doing damage, whether you're going forwards, backwards, sideways, upways, or downways, right?
Yeah.
You got to do damage.
I think also, like, going back to what Ahmer said about if you're winning after 4 rounds and it's like a 10 each round, let's say you're 4 rounds up, 10-9 each round, even if you got knocked down in the 5th, you're still gonna win the fight.
Yep.
So even if you took a yellow card and a point deducted for backing off too much and teeping the leg and moving off, you're still gonna win the fight. You're just gonna get that warning. You know what I mean?
So you're not gonna going to lose the fight just for that knockdown. You're saying basically.
Yeah. If you're 4 rounds up and you get knocked down in the 5th on a 10-point must system, that one knockdown isn't gonna mean that you lose the fight. If you're judging the fight just based on those 5 rounds, as each round is its own fight. Do you get what I mean? It's like, okay, you're still 3 rounds up.
Because that's 3 rounds to 2 rounds, basically. If you win by knockdown.
Yeah.
And you're exactly correct. So it's going to be up to the fighter. So let's say they win rounds 1, 2, and 3. They win round 4. They want to coast in round 5, and they get yellow carded. They're fine with it. They essentially lost that round by knockdown, basically, because they lose a point. And then if they lose the round as well, they lose 2 points. But they've won all 3 rounds. Sorry, not all 3 rounds, all 4 rounds.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're still up.
They're still up. So it's going to be up to each fighter, and it's going to be up to how they want to manage their career. To be honest, like, I'm not a super experienced fighter, so I don't want to speak out of turn, but I'm fighting on World Super Series in April. I'm not thinking about the point system at all. I do one thing. I just go forwards. I try and clinch. It's just one thing. I don't,
Muay
I
Thai,
don't even
Muay Thai, baby.
low
Muay Thai.
IQ Muay Thai, exactly. So, I don't have the ability to game the system. I don't have the
Yeah.
IQ for it. I'm just gonna
Mm.
do my best to destroy and see
Yeah.
how it comes out at the end. But if
Yeah.
my opponent wants to play it smart in round 5 because I'm
Mm.
fighting like that,
Mm.
that's up to him. He
Mm.
gets to choose how he wants to appear to the fans, right? Each
Mm.
person gets to choose how they want to appear to the fans. And at the
Mm.
end of the day, that's what really matters is we're in this to inspire, to make a name for
Mm.
ourselves, to make
Yeah.
some kind of career for ourselves
Mm.
outside of this. How many times do you think you're gonna fight, Liam? Like
Yeah.
total? What's a number? What's a number?
Oh well, I wouldn't mind getting 50 fights in at least.
Cool.
Yeah.
So after
I'd
50
be happy with that.
fights, you'll have more than half your life left, right?
Yeah, exactly, for sure. For
So
sure.
actually, what this is about creating yourself as a currency, yourself as a product, and
Mm.
then moving into something afterwards. And if that's within
Yeah.
Muay Thai and you're
Yeah.
beloved by Muay Thai fans, which
Yeah.
you're steadily growing this incredible fan base because you're an
Mm.
incredibly cerebral fighter, you talk really well, you're good looking, you fight well, you're knocking people out. I got you, my brother. You're knocking people out. You're creating a fan base, and this fan base
Yeah.
is going to follow you after your career. Or do
Yeah.
you want to just shithouse the whole thing, get yellow carded, make no
Mm.
fans? You
Yeah.
got no fans, and then and then not have anything for yourself
Yeah.
afterwards. You know what I'm saying?
I think for me, it's like at the start when I started Muay Thai, it was an escape from the person who I was, and I found something that I fell in love with that I decided that I wanted to commit to. And now, after a good like 8 years and having a year and a half out, I realized Muay Thai is just a vehicle for me to become a better version of myself. And me becoming a better version of myself means not limiting myself to just the counter style, like playful, evasive back foot fighter that, although I love to do, I also want to be able to do the opposite because I know the characteristics that I need to develop for me to even be able to do that style is something that's a challenge within its own right. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think by doing that, also I'll be able to maybe there's another kid like me, maybe there's a kid like me out there who's struggling with his style and he wants to he's good at doing one thing, but he also wants to do the opposite way, and maybe he can look at me and be like, oh, okay, cool. If Liam did it, then I can also do it, you know. So I
100%.
think that's also another part of it, and it also transfers into like anything in life, you know. It's like, oh, Liam got loads of shit for fighting on the back foot, and then he totally switched it up and in his last fight went basically only forward. It's like no one can tell me that I can't do both now. You know what I mean? There's a difference between doing both at an elite level and doing it at the level I've been fighting at, because I still know there's levels to go. There's always levels to go, you know, but that's the fun. That's the fun part of it, right? Knowing that you can always be better. Like me doing forward only against the Thai I just fought would be different to me doing forward only against someone like Chaya. Do you get what I mean? I don't know if I could do forward only against him. I think I'd have to fight him a little bit differently, like less recklessly, like much more smarter, you know, but still combine elements of both. You
Yeah,
know?
personally, me seeing you fighting in the UK and being your training partner for a long time, and seeing you fighting now in RWS or in Raja, and looking at you today, you change a lot. Your fighting style changed a lot. Now you're
Yeah.
more like less, let's say, not scared, but
Yeah.
less,
But no,
less.
in a way, definitely less scared, you know? Like,
Okay. And I'm more like, okay, I'm going for the
mm,
kill. I'm going for the
yeah,
kill. Because before you
yeah,
were, I remember the fight against Jacob Thompson, yeah?
yeah, yeah.
That fight,
That was a sick fight.
I, that was a sick fight. And
Mm,
for a little bit, you struggled with that
yeah,
guy because that guy was pressuring you a lot.
yeah.
That guy was pressuring you a lot. But you outsmarted him anyways. But I think if the Liam we got today fights again against that Jacob Thompson, you're gonna knock him out 100%, and I'm sure about that.
He's also, I will say though, he's also come a long way as well. Like
Yeah,
I like Jacob. He's a good guy, and he's like
yeah,
obviously
yeah. He is.
he's fighting on one and stuff now. So he's developed as well. And I think like one thing people don't know about Jacob is that Jacob can fight on the back foot. Like I ended up having to go forward more in that fight and he ended up moving back, right kicking me and scoring with his right kick. Do you get what I mean? So it's like, never think that, like, for people who don't know Jacob, or who think that Jacob's only just like a durable Muay book who likes to scrap, he can also be very technical as well, you know. But that fight definitely brought out some of the best in me, you know, for sure. And that, I think that was like the beginning of me. I think that was the beginning of me like wanting to really put in time to develop my forward game more. But I think it was always a mentality switch, because it was never that I never worked like step knee and elbow and like checking the hands and going forward. It was more just like, it's just the mentality. It's like, okay, I'm gonna figure him out, I'm gonna make him miss, or can I turn that switch on to be like, I don't care what he throws at me, I'm gonna go for the kill, you know.
Yeah.
Why is
And I
it
think
that
that I
mentality
think
change? Like, I'll give you what I mean, Liam, right?
yeah,
When you were
yeah,
in the UK, you weren't
yeah,
like low, right? It wasn't like you
yeah,
were getting battered by N class and B class.
yeah,
You were elite level here in UK. So if Liam Patel was
yeah,
going to fight, he's fighting the
yeah.
best in the UK. So what my point is this is what I'm trying to understand from being a fan of UK Muay Thai is
Mm,
why is it essential for you to have the mindset change? There's a difference between fighting on the back foot and there's a difference
mm,
between running away. The running away is what
yeah,
we don't want to
yeah,
encourage, but fighting on the back
yeah,
foot, there's nothing wrong. If you've got someone
yeah,
that's maybe a little bit more aggressive and that's the best
yeah,
strategy to apply there, the fighter
yeah,
has to have that in his arsenal. But
yeah,
why does that mentality have to change for you to really access elite level? I can see the benefit. I agree
yeah,
with you. You're just a different
yeah.
animal right now. But why does that have to change? And why does it not need to change in the UK? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't know if it needs to change for everyone, but I'm just speaking on my personal journey with Muay Thai and my mentality towards fighting. I think there's a lot of fighters who naturally, they're just like, yeah, I just like to go forward. It's easy work for me to do. Whereas for me, it was always easy going backwards. You know, it was always easier going backwards. But the way I describe it for myself is that I think there's two mentalities that you can make work, and you can either be the prey and you can outsmart the predator, or you can be the predator and fucking kill the prey. Do you get what I mean? And for me, I want to be able to have both. So like my the former part of my career up until recently, I've definitely been the prey more than I've been the predator. But I've made it work for me by making people miss and making the predator just walk into space and not be able to land their shots. So because I've won more exchanges, I've won the fight. Whereas now I'm in a stage of my career where, like, I'm 30, I've probably got another 5 years left of fighting. You know what I mean? I reckon I've got another 5 years in me. But I also want to I want to be able to look back on my career and be like, fuck, like I did both. Like I can do both. And I can mix both together and access either one as I want and when I want, you know. And I think that's the skill I want to develop. I want to be able to switch between being playful and evasive, and in a moment's notice, fucking jump in with a jump knee or a downward elbow and completely explode in and fucking bamboozle them, and they don't even know what's hit them. And then go back to being playful and evasive, and then being hard to hit. Do you get what I mean? But that's just my own personal development with my own style, you know. But I also think it's like it's an approach to life as well. You know what I mean? Like you can, like, that forward kind of like you're the predator mentality. You can like apply it to anything in life. If you start a business or whatever it is, and you just fucking attack it, you just attack it head on. You know, you don't try and suss out the details and think about how to make it perfect and avoid what could go wrong. You're just thinking, fuck it, I'm gonna go forward and focus on what could go right. Do you get what I mean? So it's a lot more than just like styles. It's also like mentality towards like life and the way I approach things as well.
That was
Yeah,
such a
yeah.
good point.
So I
Mm,
was chatting to Dan Terry, right, and he said something quite
mm,
interesting. It follows on to what you're saying, and he was talking about how he is outside of
mm,
Muay Thai determine how he fights within Muay Thai.
mm.
So as he's grown up and he's got different
Yeah,
things in his life and different challenges and stuff like this, his influence, the fighting style, and I find that quite interesting because you have the you have a look where it's linear, right? Like what you do in the gym, what you do in the gym and training and
mm,
sparring and stuff like this. But how you develop as a person and
mm,
how you look at stuff and the mindset, the mentality is equally as important. Maybe like
yeah,
you could jump in there, Josh. Do you feel that that's the case?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think mindset plays such a massive role in how you fight. It's tricky, bro, because it's like mindset definitely plays a role, or it plays every role, but it's not as black and white as, okay, here's what I'm thinking. You see some guys out the ring and you can tell how they're going to fight, right? because you're this type of person. I can see
Yeah,
how you're gonna fight.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you see some guys outside of the ring. For example, okay, Liam's a good example. If you met Liam today and then you watched him fight next week, you'd be like, "Excuse me, what? Where did that come from? Like, why is he fighting like that? That's nothing to do with his characteristics, his personality." So the two feed off of each other. It's exactly what Liam was saying, that who you are in the ring feeds into your character outside of the ring, and then your character outside of the ring feeds into your character inside of the ring. It's a very
100%.
very very it's a very cerebral game. So I always say it's really funny. It's so much to do with the brain, and it's funny that the brain is getting destroyed as you do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all getting punched in the head and we're getting stupider by the second. But at the same time, you got to be super clever about it to and that's why you see some fighters, you guys will have heard this, like, wicked in the gym and then just shit in the ring, because they
Yeah,
can't seem to find that switch.
lots of time.
Yes.
So many people, so many fighters like that. And then you get fighters who are great in both, and you get fighters who are shit in both, and everything in between. But it's all about, can you show up on game day? Do you have what's
Yeah.
required? Which is exactly
Yeah.
why, like Liam was saying, it applies to business as well. Executing at the right time. Like the way that you go about being who you are has everything to do with your success. It's not that much to do with your skill, and it's everything to do with your mindset. The skill just supports the mindset, in my opinion. And that's an oversimplification, because of course
Mm.
you can't reach Liam or Igli's level without a high level of skill. But they would not have reached their level. They would not have reached their level without the mindset to support it. They could have the exact same skill, but they would not have reached their level. You need to have the mindset as well.
Yeah, I think also to like add on is like at least with me anyway, is that the way I used to fight was also because I knew that years down the line, all the fights are gonna be hard fights. Like no one I'm fighting now is just an easy fight. Do you get what? Not that anyone was back then anyway, but it was more like take as little damage as possible, because if you decide and when you get to the big stage, RWS, all the fights are going to be hard in some kind of way. And because of the way they score it, you're going to have to be in a fight, you know? You're not just going to be able to kind of like, I'm not just going to be able to play it out like I would back in the UK. And especially against like the top ties, not that I've fought any top ties yet, but like touch wood, like when I do get there, I've looked in the rankings, in the 59 kilo rankings on RWS, and like, man, they're fucking animals. Like whether they're FEMA or whether they're my book or whatever, it's gonna be a hard. They're all hard. They're all tough challenges. I don't like to always say hard fights, because I think when you put that in your head, you're telling yourself the fight's going to be hard, when your job is really to make it easy. But when you look at them as individual fighters, they're extremely skillful, they're extremely tough, they're extremely strong, and they come to fucking bang. Do you get what I mean? So thinking of that, it's like, why am I trying to get into wars at N class and C class? Number one, I'm not even getting paid for them, and number two, it's not even they don't even matter for my career too much. Do you get what I mean? Who cares about what you do at C class? All that really matters is what you do at A class. And even in coming to Thailand, they don't give a fuck about who you fought in the UK. They don't know any of the names. They
Yeah,
don't know any of the names I fought in the UK. All they care about is what good ties have you beaten. Not even what good ties have you fought. What good ties have you beaten? So yeah.
So we're coming to the hour mark, so I want to ask just a couple of final questions, and I'll start with you, Igli. What's the fight that you're looking forward to over the next few weeks or a month or two that excites you?
So over the next few weeks, I'm excited to watch two fight. Over the next month and few weeks, I'm excited to watch Carrillo against Shadow, and definitely 100% my brother Kieran against Mario Joseph, because I know both the guys, and I know they're gonna be like such a banger fight, like die or die,
Kill or be
like
killed.
try or die. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And
Nice.
both of those two fights are going to be like banger for me.
Yourself, Josh, what's the fight you're looking forward to?
I have absolutely plastered the internet with this name, but James Kostick, I can't announce his opponent, but I cannot
Yeah.
wait to see him fight. I cannot wait. He inspired the mullet. He inspires me. He's just a yeah.
James is class. James is class, man. I've watched a
He's
few of his fights in RWS. Very good.
amazing.
Very good.
Um,
I think him and Jacob Thompson would be a banger of a fight.
You might just be onto something, You might just be onto something. Can't give too much away. But that is a banger of a fight. That is a
Yeah.
banger of a fight because the two of them bring the fireworks and they would not back
Yeah.
down from each other. And Jacob Thompson would definitely not back away from that challenge. But I'm very excited to see James Kostick in action. And then what is one other fight? I had it in my head and now it's gone. I mean, obviously, I'm hyped about Alfie and Superlek. That one's clear. I've made
Yeah.
it clear that Alfie's my favorite fighter. Like, I'm hyped about Alfie and Superlek. But there's a sleeper on the World Super Series card, which is Josh Gravesandi versus Nicolas Christou. Nicolas Christou
It's going to be a good fight.
it's gonna be an incredible fight. He's from my country. He's not. He lives in a different city, but he's such an interesting fighter because he has this incredible fight IQ. He can have a long time out of the ring and then just get in the ring and do incredibly well. Not many people know this, but he lost a 5-round decision to Antonio Orden up a weight class with basically no training. He just jumped in, fought for a world title, and like up a weight class and lost by decision. Now that's a special fighter in my opinion. And then when you talk about Josh was again, we've said this 1,000 times. Josh was C class like a year and a half ago. That's crazy. Now he's number seven in the UK rankings. That's another special fighter. That indicates something that's going on up here. Again, like we said, it's not just the physical. Something's going on up here. So I think that fight,
getting close to say that to you as well.
yeah,
It's all mentality.
all mentality. And he makes it very clear because how else can you do that? How can you go C class to ranked A class in a year and a half? It just doesn't make any sense. So those two fights. Well, I haven't said who Kostick is fighting, but Kostick fighting a soon-to-be announced fighter, and Josh Gravesandi versus Nicolas Christou. And then I'm ride or die for my boy Liam, who is definitely fighting somebody in a month. So that one's on the list as well.
Sorry, because I lost connection.
I said I'm ride or die for my boy Liam Patel, who has not announced who he's fighting, but he's definitely fighting somebody within a month. So yeah.
Cool.
And then thanks, bro. And then yeah, for me, I'm looking forward to watching Dan Paranchai and Runkau Petiendi fight on RWS on I think their main event, 5 rounds for the Raja title at 63.5 kilo. That's gonna be an absolute banger because Dam is a southpaw, big left kicker. Obviously, we've seen Dam fight Alfie Pierce as well. He's just a proper slick southpaw, very good footwork, small steps, knows his distance really well, knows how to tie up and nullify the clinch. And then you got Runkau, who's literally a Muay Thai, like a proper pure Muay Thai. And I remember watching Runkau when I went to Petiendi, like I went to train there for a month in my first year of training. And I remember watching him there and he's just progressed. He had a bit of time off, I think, after a while, but he's progressed so much. I think it's a big test for him as well. But Runkau beat Superlek for the Raja title at one point. This was like a good 3 to 5 years ago, I think. Yeah. The fight should be on YouTube. The fight should be on YouTube. Yeah, bro. He beat Superlek for the Raja title.
That's crazy.
And now he's a bit bigger. He's not fighting 59 anymore. I think he's fighting 63 and a half. Like he's grown. And they're both tall. Like Dam and Runkau are both tall guys, both strong. Yes, just going to be a good clash of styles. And I'm looking forward to watching that one. I wouldn't mind seeing Anthony Deary fight the winner of that one. Because Deary's been on an absolute tear up, like absolute tear up. I got to hand it to him for his like recent performances and recent wins. He's been absolutely killing it. I enjoy watching him for sure.
I saw before we go with the next one. I saw Mo Abdurrahman posting a story. I think I remember close to Anthony Dere place,
Yeah,
and Dere commented him like, when we gonna get the fight together.
yeah.
And I think
Be a sick fight.
that fight gonna be a sick fight, because I
Yeah.
really love Mo style. I always
Yeah.
love Mo style. Like,
Yeah, Mo's game for anyone as well. The only thing is that Deary fights 63 and a half, Mo fights 66. So I don't know if they'll come. Like, I don't think Mo can get any lower than 66
Mo's
now as
big.
well.
Mo's
He's
super big.
big, you know what I mean? And I don't know. I don't even know if there's any point in Deary going up for that fight, you know. But maybe there's some. Yeah, I mean, obviously from a fan perspective and like knowing both guys' styles, like proper clash of styles, it would be wicked to see. So if it did happen, if
100%.
it did happen, I know it'd be a banger of a fight. But it'd be interesting to see how they'd come to the weight negotiations for it.
Cool. So, Igli, for yourself, what can we look forward from yourself in the next like month or two?
For myself, fighting myself, you're saying?
Fighting just generally.
Okay, fighting just generally. Okay, so right now I'm focusing more on the work, on myself. I'm training and training people more. But I'm looking into fights. I'm looking into fighting in WSS, and I'm looking into fighting in WSS in the UK, because something that I regret the most is, but not cause myself was a fault. Something that I regret more the most is not fighting enough Muay Thai in the UK. Because my first fight I did in the UK Muay Thai, I broke my knee, and
Oh,
I tried to take the winner home, but it was very hard for me. That so I'm looking into fighting in the UK before leaving Europe, like for a long time. So that's what I'm looking for. And fighting, of course, in 5 round 3 minutes. Because right now I want just to fight 5 round 3 minutes.
Cool.
Nice.
Josh, for yourself, what can we look forward to seeing from yourself?
I am deep into a 6-month fight camp because I'm an anxious man. I'm getting ready to fight in April. I've been training since like last April. I'll be fighting on World Super Series in April. It is yet to be announced, so I'll leave that up to the fantastic media team. But I'm getting ready to go, and I can't wait to put on a show for the fans. I'm just training very hard, trying to lose weight, trying to get over the sweet treat addiction, and be ready for when my time comes. Low IQ Muay Thai is back in action.
Soon to be high IQ, bro. Soon to be high IQ.
Soon, slowly.
Yeah. And then
What
yeah,
can we expect from you?
yeah, for me, I just want to keep training. I've been posting a bit more content as well, trying to build my social media up because I left it like nearly 10 years too late. But you're never too late.
It's never too
So I've
it's
been,
never too late. Yeah.
yeah, never too late. So I'm trying to build that up. But really and truly, just keep being consistent with my training and stuff. I genuinely believe that the opportunities, if you put yourself out there, you do the right things, you train hard. Like I trust in my team at Bangtao to match me up properly and and put the right fights, have the right fights for me at the right time to help with my development, and I'm sure the opportunities will come. For me, I just want to beat a stadium champ. That's what I would like. You know, I don't even care about the belt. Like I don't give a fuck about the belt. Like you can have the belt. I just want the name on my record. You know, whether that's like Chila, like right now Chila's the main man in my division. He's got a Roger title in my division, you know. So or it might be Chalam. It might be Chalam Paranchai, who's like fucking class. Like, I watched him fight Kuiper on RWS, and I was watching him, and I became a fan of his style watching him. He made Kuiper look so easy, man. Like he made him look so easy. Like didn't even look like he came out of like second or third gear. So like these kind of guys are the guys that I would like to be fighting and beating eventually, you know, and whether it's the belt or not, I don't care. I just want that name on my scalp, and then I've done what I've came here to do, you know. So yeah,
Yeah, but after that, every time something gonna came up, always.
yeah. No, I hear you. I'm not here to stay longer than I need to though. Like I got a goal. I've come to do the goal, and then I'll reassess what I need to do after. I'm not here trying to do a McGregor. You know what I mean? Like, come back, retire, unretire. Like that's not my thing. You know. I just wanna beat. I want to beat the man. I would love to fight Chylo, whether he's the champ or not, though. Just because I don't know. I just think he's a wicked fighter, and like he's southpaw as well. And like, a lot of the Roger champs are southpaw right now. All the southpaws are just fucking dominating. It's crazy. But he's beat a couple of people. He's beat a couple of people I know. Great fighters as well, like Ruat Gordon, amazing fighter. One of my teammates when he's at Bangtao, I get unreal rounds in with him, and he's also beat Owen Gillis as well. And when the time is right, if it happens, when it happens, I would like a crack. I would like a crack at him as well. So I just got to keep working, man. That's it. Like that's all you can do. You know, you can't control when your opportunities are going to come to you. If the opportunity is going to come to you, all you can control is your training and putting in the work and just trying to win every fight. And then maybe one day, who knows, it happens. You know. But I'm just feel very grateful to live the lifestyle I'm living out here in Thailand, which is always what I wanted to do. I feel like I'm living the dream. You know.
Yeah, I remember talking about this in the saunas after training. So you doing what you say. What you said.
Yeah. Yeah, this is already living the dream, you know, fighting in Thailand, training alongside people who I've watched, and like Yodvicha is one of the coaches here at Bangtao. I remember messaging him like years ago saying, "Oh, like I would love to be trained by you one day." And then he was my trainer for my first camp here. You know what I mean? He was in my corner for my debut on RWS. Like that was crazy. And then now we've got Diesel Noy in the gym, who's like the most popular legendary knee fighter from the golden era. I did a PT with him when I first came to Thailand like 9 years ago, and now he's here for a month teaching us and coaching us at Bangtao. So it's like you've got Yodvicha one generation, you got Diesel Noy another generation. It's like it's all come round full circle, you know. And I'm just trying to enjoy that moment whilst they're here and just enjoy the training and just be grateful. You know what I mean? Regardless of what happens with fight opportunities or not, like I feel very blessed.
Excellent. Thank you. Guys, I'm going to call this off now. We've got way over. But
Thank you,
listen,
boys.
I appreciate
Okay,
the insight.
let's
I
go,
appreciate
guys.
the time. We'll do another one soon. But thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, guys.
So,
Love you, boys. See you later.